Lakers Nation, what is going on? So in today's video we gotta talk about a very interesting Lakers draft prospect, and honestly this might be one of the most underrated names connected to the Lakers right now because UConn forward Alex Karaban is officially working out for the Lakers, and when you really look at his game, his fit next to Luka, LeBron and Austin Reaves actually makes a lot of sense. Now I already know some fans are gonna say, hold on, why would the Lakers draft an older player in the second round? But hear me out, because this dude brings something the Lakers desperately need, and that is elite floor spacing, high IQ basketball winning experience, and a player that understands his role. And after watching the playoffs this year, we all know the Lakers need more players that can knock down open threes and make smart decisions. So today we're gonna break down Alex Karaban's strengths, weaknesses, his fit with the Lakers, his draft projection, whether he could actually crack the Lakers rotation, and if this is the type of player Rob Pelinka should seriously target in the draft, because honestly this could end up being one of those sneaky steals nobody talks about until it actually happens. But before we even get into the fit and the scouting report, we gotta talk about something important, because a lot of Lakers fans are probably wondering, wait a minute, how can the Lakers even draft Alex Karaban if they only have the 25th pick and no second round pick? And honestly that's the interesting part, because Karaban is projected mostly in that early second round range, somewhere around picks 29 through 40, which means unless the Lakers reach for him at 25, the only realistic way they could draft him is either by buying a second round pick, trading into the second round, or somehow trading down from pick 25 and picking up extra assets in the process. And from what I understand, buying a second round pick alone would not automatically hard cap the Lakers. The hard cap usually gets triggered through specific roster building moves involving sign and trades or certain exceptions, not simply buying a second round pick. So technically the Lakers could still try to buy into the second round if they really liked Karaban while still maintaining flexibility. But obviously every dollar and roster move matters now because of the new CBA and the apron rules, so Rob Pelinka would definitely have to be careful with how aggressive he wants to get. Now according to Evan Sidery, Alex Karaban has pre-draft workouts scheduled with the Celtics, Lakers, Kings, Mavericks, Spurs, Thunder and Timberwolves, which already tells you NBA teams value him way more than casual fans probably realize, because look at the type of teams interested in him. Almost every team listed is either a playoff team or a contender, which means contenders believe this guy can help them win immediately, and that's exactly why the Lakers are interested too, because the Lakers are not rebuilding, they are trying to compete right now while LeBron is still here and while Luka is entering his prime, so they don't necessarily need some super raw 19-year-old project player, they need somebody that can contribute early, and Karaban honestly fits that mold perfectly. And one thing that makes this even more interesting is the Dan Hurley connection, because you guys remember when the Lakers were heavily pursuing UConn head coach Dan Hurley last year before he decided to stay at UConn. Well, apparently Hurley was actually consulting with Karaban during that process, which tells you how close they are, and that also tells you Karaban has a very high basketball IQ, because coaches trust players they can communicate basketball with. And when you watch Karaban play, you can absolutely see that IQ on the court. This is not some player out there forcing bad shots trying to play hero ball. He knows how to move without the basketball, he knows where to be defensively, he makes quick decisions, and he understands how to play winning basketball. Now let's talk about his actual numbers, because this is where things start getting really interesting. During his senior year at UConn, Karaban averaged 13.2 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 2.4 assists, while shooting 46.4% from the field and 37.4% from three on over 5 attempts per game. And honestly that 3-point number is very important, because the Lakers desperately need reliable floor spacing around Luka and LeBron. And the thing I like about Karaban is he's not just standing in the corner waiting for the basketball, he moves extremely well off ball, he relocates, he cuts, he understands spacing, and those are the exact type of players that thrive next to superstars. Because think about it, Luka Doncic is at his best when surrounded by shooters, LeBron James is at his best when the floor is spaced, Austin Reaves is at his best when defenses can't collapse into the paint, and right now the Lakers still need more reliable role players that can punish defenses for helping too much, and Karaban absolutely has that skill set. And another thing people are overlooking is his size, because at 6'8", around 225 to 230 pounds, he already has NBA size for a forward, and that matters because the Lakers need more size and versatility on the wing, especially after getting exposed At times defensively and physically against bigger teams. Now am I saying Karaban is some elite lockdown defender? No, absolutely not, but he competes, he rotates well, and he understands team defense, which again goes back to his IQ. But now we gotta talk about the weaknesses, because no prospect is perfect, and this is probably why Karaban is projected more in that early second round range instead of being a guaranteed first round pick, because scouts are concerned about his athleticism and his ceiling at the NBA level. He's already 23 years old, so teams probably feel like what you see is mostly what you're gonna get, and he's not some explosive athlete that's gonna put defenders on posters every night. He's not creating tons of separation off the dribble either, and offensively he's not projected to become some number one scoring option. And honestly, that's fine, because that's not what the Lakers would need him to be anyway. The Lakers would need him to be a role player, a floor spacer, a connective piece, somebody that comes in and does the little things, and sometimes fans underrate those type of players until the playoffs come around and suddenly every team is looking for guys that can shoot, defend, move the ball, and stay calm under pressure. And speaking of pressure, this dude has played in 3 national championship games and won 2 championships at UConn. That experience matters, because playing at UConn under Dan Hurley is intense. They run a very disciplined system, and Karaban survived in that environment for 4 years while becoming one of the leaders on those teams, so mentally he should already be more prepared than a lot of younger prospects entering the draft. Now, as far as player comparisons, a lot of people compare him to Georges Niang, Sam Hauser, or Sam Merrill, and honestly those comparisons make sense because those players carved out NBA careers by being elite shooters, smart team players, and understanding their role. And if the Lakers could get that type of production from a second-round pick, that would honestly be a huge win. Now, would he actually fit with this Lakers roster? Because that's the biggest question, and personally I think offensively the answer is yes, because again Luka, LeBron, and Reaves all need spacing around them, and Karaban could absolutely help there. Imagine Luka driving, collapsing the defense, and kicking it out to Karaban for an open 3, or LeBron in transition finding him trailing at the top of the key. Those are shots he can consistently hit, and if he's hitting open threes, defenses are forced to respect him, which creates more space for everybody else. The bigger question is defensively, because can he survive guarding NBA wings night after night? That's where things get tricky, because he doesn't have elite lateral quickness or elite explosiveness, and against super athletic wings he could struggle at times. But again, if the Lakers are using him correctly as a rotational role player and not asking him to guard the opposing team's best scorer every night, then I think he can survive, especially because he plays smart basketball. And honestly, when you look at where he's projected, it makes a lot of sense for the Lakers, because most projections have him going somewhere around picks 29 through 40, with ESPN projecting him to Memphis at 32, while another projection had him sneaking into the first round to Cleveland at 29. And if the Lakers are sitting there in the second round and Karaban is available, I honestly would not be shocked if Rob Pelinka seriously considers him, because this front office has clearly shown interest by bringing him in for a workout. Another thing I like is he already improved physically at the NBA draft combine, which shows he's taking this process seriously, because some older prospects stopped developing, but scouts reportedly noticed physical improvements from him, and if he can continue improving his strength and defense, then suddenly you're looking at a player that could stick in the league for a long time as a reliable role player. Now, would Alex Karaban come in and instantly change the Lakers' season? Probably not, but could he become one of those sneaky rotation players fans end up loving because he hits big shots, makes smart plays, and helps winning basketball? Honestly, yes, and sometimes those are the exact type of players championship teams need, because not every player has to be a superstar. Sometimes you just need reliable role players that know how to play around stars. So overall, I think Alex Karaban is one of the more realistic and underrated draft targets for the Lakers, because he fills actual needs: shooting IQ, size, experience, and winning pedigree. And while the athletic limitations probably cap his ceiling, his floor feels pretty solid as a rotational NBA player, especially next to elite playmakers like Luka and LeBron. But now I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Would you draft Alex Karaban if you were the Lakers front office? Do you think his shooting and IQ would fit this roster, or do you think the Lakers should target somebody with more athletic upside? Let me know down below, and if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications, because we got more Lakers draft news, rumors, and off-season coverage coming soon. Lakers Nation, we out.